Good morning to all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
whiteboard. Okay, so I hope whiteboard is visible. So, so in the last time we have seen how can we initialize object or how can we instantiate the object. Basically, we have discussed three ways to initialize the object. The first way is by using the reference variable. The second way is using by method, and the third way by using the constructor. So we have already discussed the three types of constructor. One is no argument constructor, default constructor, and parameterized constructor. So today we will discuss about a very special keyword, that is this keyword, in Java. So basically this keyword has many application, many uses of this keywords. So the first question is, what is this? Okay, so in Java, this is a reference variable. Okay, this is a reference variable, and since this is a reference variable, it means it is used to refer some object. Okay, if this is a reference variable, it means it is used to refer some objects. So now the question is, which object actually? If this is a reference variable, so this reference variable refer to which object? So actually this is a reference variable which refer to current object. Current object. Okay, current object. So what is the meaning of current object? We will discuss the meaning of current object with the help of an example. So, but this is a reference variable which refer to a current object. Now, what are the uses of this keyword? What are the uses of this keyword? Uses of this. So just first see what are the various uses of this keyword, then we will discuss each uses with the help of an example. So the first main use of this keyword is used to refer current class instance variable. Current class instance variable. Okay, this is the first uses. This is used to refer current class instance variable. Okay, this is the first uses. The second uses, this can be used to invoke current class constructor. This can be used to invoke current class constructor. Okay, this can be used to invoke current class constructor. Okay, now the third uses of this keyword is since this is a reference variable, so this can be passed as an argument in the method, can be passed as an argument in the method call. Because it is a reference variable, so it can pass as an argument, okay, in method call. This is the third application, third uses basically. This can be passed as an argument in the method call. This is the third uses. The fourth one is like the means this can be passed as an argument in the method call, as well as this can also be passed as an argument in the constructor call. इस मेथड में भी पास किया जा सकता है, कंस्ट्रक्टर में भी. दिस कैन बी पास्ड as an argument in the constructor call. In constructor call, so method call as well as constructor call, we can pass this as an argument, constructor call. So this is the fourth uses. Now the fifth uses is this can be used to return the current class instance from the method. So this can be used to return current class instance. Current class instance means return the current class instance from the method. What does it mean? It means in a method the return type is object type. Return type is object type, means a method can return this object. So this can be used to return the current class instance from the method. Okay. So here you can see that there are 5 main uses of this keyword. I just repeat this. First, this can be used to refer current class instance variable. This can be used to invoke current class constructor. This can be passed as an argument in the method call. This can be passed as an argument in the constructor call, and this can also be used to return the current class instance from the method. Now I just go one by one with the help of an example. Okay, एक एक करके example discuss करते हैं. So the first uses of this keyword is very simple. That is, this can be used to refer current class instance variable. Okay, current class instance variable. So this is very simple use of this keyword. So if I take an example of class student, see, this is a student class, and suppose if this class is having 2 fields, one is age, another one is name. One is of integer type, age is of integer type, name is of string type. Okay, and suppose in order to initialize this student class object, I just declare a student constructor, and here we need to create a parameterized constructor. Yeah, we need to define the parameterized constructor, which will take 2 parameters because there are 2 fields in the student class. So 2 fields are required. The first field is of integer type. If I write here integer age, and suppose the second field is of string type. If I write here string name. Okay. Now the question is, what we should write in the definition part. Okay. If I just remove, just see here, if I erase this age and name, okay, and if I write integer a and string n, so there is no problem. I just initialize age with a, which is passed during the constructor call, and just write name with n, no problem. Means during the constructor calling, means in the main method, in the main class or within the main method, if I write like this, student s equal to new, 1 minute, student s equal to new student, and here in the place of age I just pass 20 and suppose I'm this. In this way, basically at the time of constructor calling, the 20 is passed in a and Amit is passed in n, and age is initialized with 20 and name is initialized with name. So there is no problem in this case. But suppose if I remove this and if I write here integer age and string name. So in this case, in place of age, if I write age, in place of n, just write name. So what is the problem here? The problem is how basically how these both variables distinguish with each other, means age equal to age, name equal to name. Now the question is the parameter which is passed during the constructor calling, that is age and name, and that two parameters are copied into this age and name. Right? So here you can say that basically this age and this name are the local variables for this particular constructor, and this age and this name, basically when you create any object, these two variables for each object called as an instance variable. So basically in order to distinguish from instance variable to local variable, we need to make some difference between this age and this age. So if I write here, because this age is basically are the reference variable, so we need to put here this dot age, this dot name. This dot age on this dot name means when you create any object of a student class like this here, when I create object of a student class that is referred by s, so here basically this reference variable s is copied into this, so here s dot age or this dot age basically. So this means the current object means here the object which is created by this particular constructor. Okay, similarly if I just write another constructor like student, suppose s1 equal to new student, and here if I write 30 and suppose Ravi. So here in the first line if I write this, in the second line I just create another object that is referred by s1. So now actually this referred to current object, means this, because this is the current object. Okay, this is the current object, and because this is first created and this is created after this particular object, so this basically refer to current object at that particular moment, means when this particular line is executed, when this line is executed, so this is referred to this object. When this second line is executed, like s1 reference variable is copied into this. So this is the significance of this keyword. So basically this refer to current class instance variable. So here age and name is the current class instance variable. Fine. So this is the first application. Okay, is there any doubt?
Sir,
You may ask.
Sir, can you repeat once again the use of this? Sir, what basically this is doing? Which variable this is indicating? Can you?
Okay, yes. Actually, here in this example, you can see that actually if I write here age and name in this line, okay, हम blue color से अब ले ले रहे हैं, just I take the blue color and just see the blue color. If this age and name is same as the instance variable name, so in this case, how Java Virtual Machine distinguish this local variable with this instance variable, because the name of both variables are same. So here, if I write age equal to age, so it is very difficult to distinguish this age with this age. So how can we distinguish this age with this age? Because this age is local variable and this age is instance variable. But instance of what? Instance of means instance variable of what? Instance variable of a particular object. So here, because we can access age and name with the help of reference variable, means s. If I create student s equal to new student, I can access s dot age, I can access s dot name. Fine. So here actually when this constructor is called, so here if you write this dot age, so this refer to this the object which is created by this constructor. Actually the object which is created by this constructor is referred by as well as referred by this. Okay, this is provided by Java Virtual Machine. Here this is a keyword. So actually here you can see that I have created two object. This is the first and this is the second object. So when I create the first object student s equal to new student, so an object is created in the heap memory area that is referred by s. Okay, and with the help of s, I can access s dot age, s dot name. So here basically in order to distinguish this age with this age, because both variables names are same, but this left hand side age is the instance variable and right hand side age is equal to local variable which is declared in constructor. So in order to distinguish both variables, we need to put here this keyword. When I write this keyword, this dot age, it means s dot age. If I write this dot name, it means s dot name, because this refer to current class object, current object. So current object means अभी तो यही वाला constructor call कर रहे हैं, तो current object means the constructor which is called recently. Means after some time, after this particular constructor calling, if I call next constructor this student s1 equal to new student, so here a second object is created that is referred by s1. Okay, that is referred by s1. So we can say that this is the current object now. And if this is the current object, now this keyword, this variables basically refer to s1. Okay, in the second line. So this is basically the significance of this keyword. But if you just write a and n, then there is no problem. If you write a and n, then there is no problem. You can write just a, n, and then there is no need to put this keyword here. There is no need to put this keyword here, but implicitly Java Virtual Machine provide this. Okay, but there is no need. Because why there is no need? Because if you write a and n, so there is no problem to distinguish a with age and n with name. तो अंतर करना कोई मुश्किल नहीं रहेगा, तो there is no need of this keyword. So basically the significance of this keyword in this particular example is in order to distinguish with instance variable and local variable only. Okay, am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
I got it.
okay. Now, so this is the first example, first uses. Now the second uses is this. I think this second uses I have earlier discussed. Now I repeat this. This can be used to refer, used to invoke. This can be used to invoke constructor, current class constructor. Okay, invoke current class constructor. This is the second uses. Just see how this can be used to invoke current class constructor. So I have earlier discussed, I think, this concept. I just repeat that. Okay. So I just again take the student class example, class student. And suppose if there is a variable integer age and string name, there are two fields. There are two fields. And here there is a constructor. In order to initialize student class object, we need to write here in student age and string name. And here age equal to age and sorry, this dot age. In order to distinguish this dot age equal to age and this dot name, because both variable names are same, so we need to put here this keyword. So this is the constructor. Okay, this is constructor. I just close this. Suppose if you are programmer and this particular class is provided to you, and after some time you need to change this class by adding some extra variables as per the requirement. Suppose if you would like to add a separate variable, that is integer roll number, additional variable, this integer roll number. Now if you add integer roll number, so the problem is, if this constructor is declared, so with the help of this constructor only two variables are initialized, that is age and name. And if you add roll number, so you have two choices. The first choice is just modify this constructor. The first choice is you can modify the constructor, just modify this constructor. Modify constructor. How can you modify the constructor? Just simply by adding one more parameter like this, means student, integer age, string name, and integer roll number. Okay, and declare all three variables. This dot age equal to age, this dot name equal to name, and this dot roll number equal to roll, this dot roll equal to roll. So the first choice is just modify the constructor. Okay. Now the second choice is there is no need to modify this particular constructor. You can overload the constructor. You can the second choice is just overload the constructor. So I just come to the second choice, just the second option or second choice. Second choice is overload the constructor. Overload constructor. How can you overload the constructor? Overloading of constructor means there may be multiple constructors are there in a single class with different number of arguments. Okay, so here you can see that there is only one constructor in this class, so I just add one more constructor in this class. I just one more constructor of student, which is having three parameters. The student, integer age, string name, and the third parameter is integer roll number. Okay, like this. So I just add one more constructor, this dot age equal to age, this dot name equal to name, and this dot roll number equal to roll number. So here you can see that this is the first constructor, this is the second constructor. So this concept is called as constructor overloading. So either you can create the object by just initializing these two variables, or we can initialize the object just by initializing all three variables. Okay, so first choice or second choice. So if you have two choices, so which one is better? So obviously baat hai, the better is the first choice, because there is no need to overload the constructor, just modify the constructor itself. So this is the first choice is basically memory efficient, you can say that, because it will takes less number of lines of code. So but in the first choice, programmer needs to modify the already existing code. So the programmer has one more choice, that is the third choice, means without adding one more parameter in as an argument in the constructor, what programmer can do? First, programmer remove this second constructor, just remove this second constructor. I just erase this सही नहीं लग रहा हमको. I just erase this. Okay, fine. Now what I can do here is, because these two variables are initialized with the help of this constructor, so I just overload the constructor. But in overloading of constructor, we just add one extra parameter. Sorry, one extra parameter, that is integer roll number. I need not to modify anything in this constructor as a parameter. I just create a separate parameter here, a separate constructor, and just only add an extra parameter, integer roll number, and this dot roll number is equal to roll number. Now the thing is, if you call, now if there are two constructors, this is the first constructor and second constructor, how could you create the object? Either you can use this constructor, first constructor, or you can use second constructor. So if you use first constructor, so only two variables are initialized. If you use second constructor, only one value is initialized. So how we can solve this problem? Can anyone tell how can we solve this problem? इसमें क्या कर सकते हैं? What can we do here? Ravi, Sandeep, can anyone tell? Sandeep.
Yes, sir.
What can we do here? Suppose there are two constructors, which the first constructor is having two parameters, second constructor is only a single parameter. तो कैसे initialize होगी तीनों fields? Can anyone tell? Vishal Verma? Vishal. Vishal Verma, can you hear me? Vishal?
No, sir.
Okay. Yuvraj? Yuvraj?
Sir, so we can use the constructor having two parameters, and in that constructor, in the first line we can use this, and in parentheses we can give the roll number.
Good, very good. What is your name?
Sir, Shivani Saraswat.
Okay, good, Shivani. So yeah, here just call this particular first constructor, and in the first line just write this, and in the parenthesis just pass the roll number. Suppose 202015. This is the roll number. If you write this, it means this particular this and 202015. So here actually when you write this constructor calling, this is called as this constructor calling. This constructor means current class constructor calling. So here actually the second constructor is called and roll number is initialized with this, and then after age and name is initialized. Okay, so here means if I write only student, yeah, new student, and just pass 20 and Amit and call, so here an object is created and initialized with age with 20, name with Amit, and roll number with this. Okay, the condition of this constructor is this must be the first line, must be the first line of this parameterized constructor. ऐसा नहीं है कि this वाला आप किसी दूसरे लाइन में लिखोगे, तो एक्चुअली इस तरीके से कॉलिंग होगी this and in the parenthesis just pass the argument. Okay, and when you call this, so actually a constructor is called, and how basically suppose there are multiple constructors are there, नीचे और कई constructor होते हैं, तो as per the number of parameters, so as per the number of parameter it is decided that which particular constructor is called. So here there is only one parameter, it means this constructor is called. So this must be the first line. Why this must be the first line? Because in order to create the memory for objects, all the variables should be initialized in sequence. तो here अगर हम यहाँ पर in sequence means ये है कि अगर हम एज और नेम इनिशियलाइज कर देते हैं तो नॉर्मली कंस्ट्रक्टर कॉल होते समय ही मेमोरी क्रिएट होनी चाहिए. तो फर्स्ट एज सून एज कंस्ट्रक्टर इज कॉल्ड द मेमोरी इज क्रिएटेड for the object and values are initialized. So if I write this in the third line, suppose after the age and name, so what will happen here? Java virtual machine ko at the time of constructor, Java virtual machine is not aware that actually which particular parameters, for which particular parameters memory should be allocated, because there are only two parameters, age and name. But if this is the first line, so as soon as this particular constructor is called, immediately the next constructor is called. So the logic is the first constructor is called, then the variables are initialized one by one. Okay. And if I write this in the third line, तो क्या sequence होता? First constructor called, age is initialized, name is initialized, again constructor is called. It means in both constructor calling there is a gap. So that should not be recommended. So this must be in the first line. Okay. So here we can say that this can be used to call the current class constructor. So this is the current class, student class constructor. So from within the one constructor, you can call another constructor with the help of this keyword. Okay. Now the third application. What is the third application? This can be passed as an argument in the method call. Okay. The third uses basically. This can be passed. This can be passed as an argument. Argument in the method call. I just explain this, and in the similar way this can also be passed in the argument in the constructor call. So I just explain this. This can be passed as an argument in the method call. Okay. As an argument of the method call. Suppose I just write an example of same class student, class student. Okay. There are two parameters, integer age and string name. Integer age and string name. Now just create a constructor, student, integer age, string name, and here age, this dot age equal to age, because both parameters, both variables are name are same, so we need to put here this in order to create difference. This. So this is the parameterized constructor. Okay. Okay. Suppose this is the parameterized constructor, and another constructor. I just write the another constructor also. एक constructor और लिख लेते हैं. If I write another constructor, student, suppose no argument constructor, no argument constructor, and age equal to suppose 20 and name equal to suppose Amit. I can write here like this, because within the class we can directly access age and name. Okay. Outside of the class, we need to create the object reference variable, and then with the help of reference variable, you will be able to age and name. But here you can just write like this, age and name. So there are two constructors, and suppose two methods are also there. Means beside this two constructor, I declare two methods. Constructor के अलावा method भी create कर लेते हैं. What is those method is, I just display the value of A and B of the current object. Display, because this is the student class, so multiple objects can be created. So I need to display the value of age and name of current object. So here, if I would like to print system.out.println, this is the short form. बड़ा बार बार लिखना पड़ेगा. System, S for system, O for out, P for println. And suppose if I would like to print the value of age and name here in the display function. So if I display, if I would like to display the age and name of current object, okay, and the current object, how can I get the current object reference in this particular method? So in order to get the current object reference within this display method, I can take that reference, because that reference is of which type? Student type. So student object reference. So if I write object.age and system.on, in a single line you can write, or in multiple line you can write object.name. So in this method, you can say that, you can see that actually the age and name of this particular the object which is referred by this obj reference variable of a student type. Okay. And what is the what actually this obj refers to? So actually this refers to the current object. ये हम बोल रहे हैं. This refers to current object. Current object means, how can you refer to current object? With the help of this keyword. Okay. So if I write another method, just see with very care. If I write another method like this, void get, and if I call the display method directly, we can call display method directly because both methods are defined in this particular student class. एक ही class के अंदर directly call किया जा सकता है, otherwise a reference variable is required. So in display method, if I just pass this, if I pass this, it means now this is copied into this object reference, and with the help of this you can access age and name like this. Okay, if you write like this and just I close the basically in this student class, just create the object of student class. In order to create object of student class, so first object should be created in the main method. तो public static void main, इसके अंदर object create करेंगे string a. Now how can I create the object? Just see, if I write this student s1 equal to new student. So if I write this student s1 equal to new student, so which constructor is called? Actually this constructor is called. When I write this student s1 equal to new student, so this constructor is called, and in this constructor age is initialized with 20 and name is initialized with Amit, which is already defined, which is fixed. So if I call s1.get, because get is the method and display is the method, if I call s1.get, so here you can see that if get is called, so what is this? This is actually referred to s1, okay, which is the current object. S1. So display is called and age and name is printed. So age is printed as 20 and name is printed at Amit, like this. Okay. Now, but suppose if I create object with the help of another constructor, like student S1 equal to new student, and in place of age 30, and suppose Ravi is the name. Parameterized constructor. So which particular constructor is called? This second constructor is called. And second constructor is called, and now the age is initialized with 30 and name is initialized with Ravi. Okay. And when you write s2.get, so it now actually s2.get, now this refer to s2 rather than s1, because this is now the current object. And now you will be able to values of object which is referred by s2, age and name, 30 and Ravi. So 30, now 30 and Ravi is printed. So you can pass the current object reference as an argument here. So आप क्या pass कर रहे हैं? When basically this is passed as an argument. Since this is passed as an argument, so in the display method we need to write like this, because this pass हो रहा है, we need to write like this, student object, because this is a reference variable which refer to object of which type? Student type. So we need to take write here student object reference variable. Okay. So this is the third uses of this keyword. This can be passed as an argument in the method call. Okay. Any question here till now? Okay. Now, if there is no question, so this can be passed as an argument in the method call. The fourth uses is this can be passed as an argument in the constructor call. Okay. In the constructor call, this can be passed as an argument here. So I am not going to discuss that particular example because that is similar to this. Now, just come to the last, fifth one. Come to the last, that is fifth one. That is, this keyword is used to return the current class instance. This keyword is used to return current class instance. This keyword is used to return current class instance. Current class instance is returned. Current class instance is returned means object is returned actually. Object is returned. Because current class instance means object. Class instance means object. Okay. So current class instance is returned means object is returned. Object is returned, obviously बात है, object is written from some method. So object is basically method return something. Okay. So object is returned from the method. From the method. And if object is written from the method, it means the return type of method. Return type of method is which type? Class type. Return type of method is class type. If the return type of method is class type, it means that particular method return an object of that particular class. अगर किसी method का return type class type है, it means that particular method return an instance of that particular class. this keyword is used to return current class instance. So again, just I write an example of this. एक एग्जाम्पल लिख लेते हैं. Again, example, I just create the same class, student class. 1 minute. Okay. Class student. Okay. Suppose there are two variables, integer age and string name. First, basically we can write multiple constructor. So the first constructor what I which I create is which I am going to create is default constructor, means no argument constructor create कर लेते हैं. Just I create a no argument constructor. So student just, and here I just fix the value of age and name in just like in the previous example. इसका drawback है कि fix create होता है, fix values like this. Age 20 means programmer cannot give their own specific value of age and name because this is fixed for this particular constructor. So this is the first constructor, that is no argument constructor. Now the second constructor which I create here is student. The first parameter integer age, the second parameter is string name. This dot age equal to age and this dot name equal to name. Sorry, this dot age equal to age and this dot name equal to name. So this is the second constructor. This is the second constructor. Now two constructors are defined, and now in the just like the previous example, just I'm going to create two method. Now suppose if I would like to print the value of age and name, so I just create a display method in order to print. So in the previous example, basically in the display method, just go to the previous example first. In the display method, what I have written, in the display method, you can see that what I have written a parameter, and means a parameter of which type? A class type. So that display method get the reference of current object, and after getting the reference of current object, this display method is able to print the age and name of current object, which is referred by object now, object obj. Okay, so display method require a reference variable here. Now just come to this example. Here suppose in this display method, if I would like to print directly like this, means age and system.out.println name. But now the question is, suppose there are multiple students objects. So actually which objects age and names are printed with the help of display method, because there is no reference variable here. So in order to call display method, we need to create object reference. We need to create object. Fine. Yeah, we need to basically we will require some object reference variable of a student class in order to call display method. Suppose if I write another method, because this particular example is the example for ये किस चीज के लिए हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. Basically this can be used to return, this can be used to return current class instance. Once current class instance means एक method हमको ऐसा बनाना है जिसका return type class type हो. So I just create a method of which return type is class type. So return type is student type, and suppose the method name is get method. And suppose this is the method student get. It means when get method is called, a object is created, because the return type an object is created, yeah, object instance is created, actually class instance is created. Okay, now what actually this particular method should return? It should return an object reference variable. So here we return this. So if I return this, so this basically refer to the current object of which type? Student type. Okay, and suppose in this particular class there are two constructors. The first constructor is no argument constructor, the second constructor is parameterized constructor. And suppose there are two methods, one is display method, another one is student get method. Now come to the main method. Where we create the object with the help of constructor. अब हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि एक public static void main में आ जाते हैं. Public static void main string arguments. Okay, public static void main string arguments. So if I create a student object like this, student s equal to new student, fine. So which particular constructor is called? Obviously first constructor is called, which is written in red color. And if this constructor is called, so age and names are initialized by the values 20 and Amit. And now with the help of s, if I call get method, so what actually this get method will return? This get method will return an object of which type? Again, student type. Okay, and if I write here, because s dot get, if I write s dot get here, so it means, however, I can directly call s dot display, but suppose if I would like to indirectly call this display method, I can call this display method directly. But suppose if I would like to call display method indirectly, so first if I call the get method, so what this get method will return? It again return an object reference variable, okay, which is referred by this. Okay, and now s dot get, this whole line is also a reference variable. So s dot get is also a reference variable. So you can put dot operator, and with the help of dot operator you can call display method. Okay, now so in another case, if I declare student s1 equal to new student, and if I pass suppose 20 and Ravi as an argument, so which particular constructor is called? The second constructor is called. And now again s1 dot get, so if I write s1 dot get, so it will return an object which is referred by this. This actually referred to current object. Current object means now actually this particular constructor is called. So now this referred to this object, and now we can call display method. Okay. So as per the requirement, if there any problem arises, so we can basically use this keyword like this. So this is just an example. So these are the uses of this keyword. Okay. So is there any question here in this keyword? So I think we have discussed sufficient about this keyword. So you can just practice it by creating your own example. Okay, now I think the basic class and object chapter is over. However, there is a keyword, I think I have earlier discussed that. I just want to recall this static keyword, because in class and object basic chapter, two keywords are important. One is this keyword and another one is static keyword. Sorry, static keyword. So if I talk about the static keyword, what is static keyword? So static keyword basically can be applied before the variable, before the method. Okay, it can apply before the variables, before the method. Even this can also be applied before the block of codes. That is called as a static block. Static block. So when static keyword is used before the variable, so actually the just tell me when we declare any variable as a static. If I write static integer a, and suppose if I declare any variable as a static, what does it means? Can anyone tell? I think I have earlier discussed this thing. If I create any variables as a static in nature, so what is the significance of creating any variable as a static? Can anyone tell?
सर आई थिंक सर मेन कॉल होने से पहले स्टैटिक वेरिएबल की मेमोरी बन जाती है.
देखो हाँ ठीक है, जैसे आपने कहा कि मेन मेथड कॉल होने से पहले स्टैटिक की मेमोरी बन जाती है. एक्चुअली जावा वर्चुअल मशीन स्टार्ट्स एग्जीक्यूशंस फ्रॉम द मेन मेथड. ओके,
हाँ ओके.
so main method is required always. But if suppose static block means if any block like this, static block is declared like this. If I in static block, if I print suppose system.out.println hello world,
हाँ तो सबसे पहले यही प्रिंट होगा.
सबसे पहले यही प्रिंट हो जाएगा. ओके
हाँ
गुड.
सर.
So basically this is the case of static block. Means if how static block is created, just write a static and opening and closing braces and hello world. So in this case basically hello world is printed initially before the main method. Okay?
हाँ सर.
तो अगर आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है कि अगर प्रोग्राम में मेन मेथड नहीं है तो क्या एग्जीक्यूट करेगा कि नहीं करेगा? ठीक है,
नहीं करेगा. देन
नॉर्मली तो नहीं करता है, मेन मेथड एग्जीक्यूट नहीं करता है. लेकिन अगर आपने स्टैटिक ब्लॉक पहले लिख दिया, ठीक है, और स्टैटिक ब्लॉक सबसे पहले एग्जीक्यूट करता है, तो जावा वर्चुअल मशीन आपका मेन मेथड्स पहले स्टैटिक ब्लॉक को एग्जीक्यूट कर देगा. ठीक है, उसके बाद मेन मेथड सर्च करना चाहेगा, वो मेन मेथड मिलेगा नहीं तो उसको एरर दे देगा वो. तो अदर इसको चीट करने के लिए मींस ये इंटरव्यू में कभी कभी क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं कि अगर मेन मेथड नहीं है और आपको तब भी प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट कराना ही कराना है, तो आप system डॉट एग्जिट करके एक फंक्शन होता है एग्जिट 0, आप यहाँ पर लिख दोगे तो क्या होगा, ये स्टैटिक ब्लॉक एग्जीक्यूट करेगा, पूरा प्रोग्राम बाहर निकल जाएगा, मेन मेथड सर्च ही नहीं होगा. ओके, so in that particular case without main method your program is executed. Okay, so basically this is very specific case. Okay, and for the static blocks generally in interview basically it is asked that without main program how in Java basically without main method how you can execute the program. So this is basically the significance of a static block. The static block is executed before the main method. Executed before main method. Now what is the significance of static variable? वेरिएबल का क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है?
सर अगर मान लो हम क्लास में एक स्टैटिक वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं तो हर ऑब्जेक्ट मतलब ऐसा कुछ होता है अगर कोई प्रॉपर्टी सब ऑब्जेक्ट में सेम है, जैसे मान लो सारे के सारे मेल हैं तो जेंडर में मेल ही डालना है, तो स्टैटिक जेंडर करके मेल डाल देंगे, तो सब में एक ही वो हो जाएगा, तो मेमोरी बच जाएगी।
मेमोरी बच जाएगी, वेरी गुड। तो मींस सपोज इफ all the objects share the same property, okay, for a particular field, means if I take the student class, please if I create the student class and integer age and string name, there are two fields, and suppose there is another field string college name, and suppose college name is common for all the students. Please mute yourself, किसी का mic on है, okay, फिर mic on हो रहा है. String college name MNNIT. So here you can see that if I create multiple objects, suppose if I create 10 objects of a student class, so each object has its own copy of age and name in the heap area. Okay? 10 objects means 10 times age memory and name memory is created. If you declare and college, sorry, and for college also, अगर आपने इसको स्टैटिक क्रिएट नहीं किया, इफ यू डू नॉट पुट स्टैटिक कीवर्ड हियर, तो एक्चुअली 10 times college name memory is created, but college name is same. In order to save memory, you need to put here static keyword. So when you put here static keyword, so here a static memory is created and all object O1, O2, O3, O4, all objects share the same memory locations, and all objects doesn't create its own memory for this particular static variable. So we can say the static variable as a class variable, and this age and name are called as a instance variable because it is the part of object, instance variable. So this is the difference between class variable and instance variable. If anyone asks what is class variable means a static variable which belongs to class, which belongs to whole class rather than object, because all the class share the same property, all the objects share the same property. So this is the significance of static keyword. Okay, now and if you would like to access this college name, because age and name can be accessed with the help of object reference variable, means in order to access the age and name, you need to create the object reference variable, means student, suppose student s equal to new student. Okay, and with the help of s, you will be able to access s dot age, s dot name. But here, since this college name that is static in nature is not the part of object, actually it belongs to class. Since it belongs to class, so there is no need to create object in order to access this college name. Okay, object create करने की means object के reference variable की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी because all objects share the same memory location. So this particular college name variable can be accessed with the help of class itself. So I can just write student dot college name. With the help of class name, we can only access the static variable. We cannot write student dot age, student dot name, but we can write student dot college name. Okay. So this is the significance of static variable. Now come to the another use of a static keyword. So static can also be used before the method, that is a static method. Like a static variable, there is a concept of a static method. So static method means just like a static variable, because static variable is the part of class. The static variable is the member of class. Yeah, you can say that this is the class variable. Similarly, static method is class method rather than instance method. It is class method. Since it is class method, we can access this method with the help of class name. We can write class name dot method calling. Means we need not to create any method. sorry, we need not to create any object in order to access the method. Okay. Now, what is the significance? What is the use of static method? Actually, in order to access, suppose if you would like to print or access static variable, so static variable is a class variable, but if you would like to access this variable in a method, in any method, means suppose there is a static variable that is a string college name, static string college name, suppose that is MNIT, and if I would like to print in some display method, in display method, if I would like to print this static variable display method and system.out.println, if I would like to print college, because there is no need to create the object reference variable. If I would like to just within the class only, if I would like to print the college name, but since this display method is the instance method, why it is instance method? Because there is no static keyword here, and since this is the instance method, it means it is the part of object, and instance method cannot access the class variables. In order to access class variable, we require static method. So we need to print, because अगर किसी object का part होगा तो नहीं access करेंगे. We need to put here static. Okay. This is the best, means general practice. This is the recommended practice. Static method, however, basically with the help of display, you can access this. Okay. मीन्स अगर आपका नॉन स्टैटिक मेथड है तो कोई बात नहीं, आप इसको स्टैटिक को एक्सेस कर सकते हो, बट इट इज रिकमेंडेड दैट इन ऑर्डर टू एक्सेस स्टैटिक वेरिएबल, in order to access static variable, just create a static method. Okay, in order to access static variable या static data member, static variable और static data member, या static member कह सकते हैं. स्टैटिक मेंबर जब हम बोलते हैं तो उसका मतलब स्टैटिक डेटा एज वेल एज मेथड. ओके, तो स्टैटिक हमेशा स्टैटिक को एक्सेस करेगा, बट स्टैटिक कैन नॉट एक्सेस नॉन स्टैटिक. दिस इज द थंब रूल. स्टैटिक कैन नॉट एक्सेस स्टैटिक मेथड, कैन नॉट यूज, दिस इज द रूल, कैन नॉट यूज नॉन स्टैटिक डेटा मेंबर. तो आप जो पब्लिक स्टैटिक वाइड मेन लिखोगे तो पब्लिक स्टैटिक वाइड मेन इज द स्टैटिक मेथड. इन दैट स्टैटिक मेथड यू कैन डायरेक्टली यूज द स्टैटिक डेटा. ओके, बट इन नॉन स्टैटिक मेथड मींस स्टैटिक मेथड कैन नॉट यूज नॉन स्टैटिक डेटा मेंबर. आप स्टैटिक मेथड के अंदर नॉन स्टैटिक डेटा मेंबर को डायरेक्टली यूज नहीं कर सकते हो. आप सोचोगे पब्लिक स्टैटिक वाइड मेन के अंदर हम एज और नेम को भी एक्सेस करने नहीं कर पाओगे, लेकिन उस MNIT को एक्सेस कर लोगे, बिकॉज स्टैटिक मेथड कैन नॉट यूज नॉन स्टैटिक डेटा मेंबर. ओके, so this is the significance of static keyword. So now I think we have discussed this keyword, static keyword and basic class and objects. And now the next topic is, अभी तक हमने क्या किया है कि basically in order to initialize object, like in the example of a student, age, name, roll number, in order to initialize this, basically we need to just create a parameterized constructor and just pass the parameter. But suppose if you would like to give input by the user, by the keyboard. ओके, अभी तक क्या है कि हम कोई यूजर से दे नहीं रहे हैं. वी नीड बेसिकली फिक्स द इनपुट इन द कंस्ट्रक्टर कॉलिंग. ओके, so how can we give input in Java? So basically in Java there is a library that is java.input-output. Dot asterisk means input output is the package which contains many classes. So dot asterisk means I just import all the classes. So it is not recommended that just import all the classes, because if you import all the classes, basically all codes are imported. So basically whatever whatever class is required, you need to just import that particular class rather than डॉट एस्टेरिक. डॉट एस्टेरिक इज अ वेरी इजी थिंग कि आपको याद करने की जरूरत नहीं. जस्ट इंपोर्ट डॉट एस्टेरिक, ऑल द क्लासेस आर इंपोर्टेड, बट इट इज नॉट ए गुड प्रैक्टिस. So many classes are imported. So java dot input output, and java dot input output is a very big library. So we will discuss this in a separate chapter, because in this input output library there are many classes, and some classes are the super classes, some are the parent classes. There is a inheritance type of relationship, so we cannot discuss here, because in order to proper understanding of this particular library, there are various concepts of inheritance and polymorphism are required. Okay, so but for the lab purpose actually there are certain classes are there जो कि थोड़ा सा हमको पढ़ेंगे. उस चैप्टर का नाम हम दे देते हैं बेसिक इनपुट आउटपुट. बेसिक input and output. Basic input output. So in basic input output, what we will study, actually we will study a system class that is required for input or basic input output. Another class is scanner class, and string tokenizer class, and some understanding of input output stream class, और buffered reader. आप देखते हो buffer reader basically in order to improve the performance, Okay, we will discuss this thing. Okay, please tell me tomorrow from 10 to 11 I would like to take one class of A, B and C, because from the next week I would like to take class combined. So I would like to take one class tomorrow from 10 to 11. You are okay with it? So basically I would like to discuss this thing, basic input output, in that lecture. कोई क्लास तो नहीं कल 10 to 11 मॉर्निंग?
No sir.
Okay, so I will take class from 10 to 11 in the morning, and to just inform A and B group CR, I will take combined class A, B, C, and probably from the next week I will take your class along with A and B group. Fine?
Okay sir.
ओके, तो अभी कल एक क्लास लेते हैं फ्रॉम 10 to 11, जिसमें हम ये बेसिक इनपुट आउटपुट, थोड़ा लेक्चर पीछे हो गया तो बेसिक इनपुट आउटपुट थोड़ा इसको क्लियर कर लेते हैं. सो फ्रॉम द नेक्स्ट वीक वी विल डिस्कस एरे एंड स्ट्रिंग. ओके, इज देयर एनी क्वेश्चन? अब इसको करते हैं, क्योंकि अब ए और बी ग्रुप के बराबर आप आ गए हो, तो अभी कुछ एक्स्ट्रा नहीं बताएंगे, क्योंकि कल कंबाइंड क्लास होगी तब अब दोनों का साथ में चलेगा बेसिक इनपुट आउटपुट से.